Hello everybody, this is Nite Misfortune. Welcome back to the GameReplays tournament playlist. Thank you very much for watching this. And thank you very much to these players for giving us an amazing tournament, and GameReplays for giving us a great tournament as well. This is the last quarterfinal match. I'm struggling this morning, I apologize. Between Vanady and Fartuna, two great Russian natives. Although Vanady, I believe, lives in Germany. So that is very interesting here. I believe both of these players to be of very similar skill level, even if you look at the SCS there. I believe Fartuna is 5th spot and Vanady is 6th, maybe 7th. So very, very close in skill. So let's go ahead and jump into this game. This is, of course, game 1 on open palms. Unpause at 5 seconds. Game speed 3. Unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. Let's introduce our player, starting with our blue UEF commander. In the top of open palms, we have Fartuna, who's starting off with economy, prioritizing that. Let's see what he decides to put down. It is an air factory and a land factory opening here for him. And his opponent on the bottom is his clanmate from Ad Astra. It is our teal UEF commander spawning and building a 1 land factory. So Vanady is gonna try and go to that bottom side of open palms and try to set up a base there as well. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult to expand with that air coming out, and Fartuna actually went for a bomber. And I would say that UEF Mirror is actually very, very exciting on this map to cast. If this game reaches that Fat Boy stage, that will be very, very interesting. It's very, very micro intensive whenever you have Fat Boys for the other player. So that will be quite interesting. There's a tank scout coming in. Let's see if he's gonna see that land, but honestly at this point you really can't expect anything else. There's actually mobile missile launchers, which kind of reveal the fact that there's land and also missile launchers. So Fartuna is looking to play a pretty aggressive game here. Vanady is actually going to be putting down or pausing his land factories to put down some additional eco, which I'm not necessarily agreeing with. That's going to give him a very slow third factory here. And that gives advantage to Fartuna in land. As we see, he already managed to spam out quite a bit of land, as well as, of course, that air, which he is not producing anymore. So he's going to be just on 3 bombers here, and going to be looking to probably push out here soon after he builds this radar, and sees that his opponent only has 6 tanks out on the field right now at minute 4. Which is not very good for Vanady, I think. Vanady still doesn't have a radar. That's honestly very dangerous. Vanity's playing with fire here. Does build 1 anti-air turret here, so that's going to shut down those 3 bombers from doing anything. But really, for what Fartuna is going to be using them for is scouting anyway. Let's see where our engineers are going. It looks like it's going to go back here, building an anti-air turret and a couple of mass extractors there in the back. Fartuna is still sitting back. Don't think realizing that he does have the land advantage, building a 3rd land factory, and at this point Vanady is overtaking him on production because of that economy. He's going to be reclaiming that mass. That is very, very good, and going to be moving forward, which at this point Vanady is looking very solid in this game, catching up his energy production as well, most likely preparing for that eventual Fat Boy here. And do we see demolishers yet? We do not see demolishers from Vanady, but we do see those demolishers from Fartuna. So I think we might get our wish and have a Fat Boy battle here. That will be very, very interesting. Of course, Vanady can decide to go into AC 1Ks, which is a very strong possibility, but when you're opening up without air against air. That's really not a smart idea. And I would love to see some demolishers at this point. I think Vanady has seen that his opponent has spammed out quite a bit of land forces. At this point in the game, you really do need demolishers to start zoning out your opponent and making life more difficult with an engagement for your opponent, because obviously your opponent has to watch those shells, and that is not easy to do. However, these players are quite experienced in the game and do a very good job with that. Ground fire from Fartuna over there by those demolishers. Of course, that is something that can beat out a micro player. If he micros just too much, you just fire in the center of his micro, and more than likely those demolishers will connect with at least something. So a very smartly used ground fire by artillery is a very, very good idea. Fartuna managing to spam out, looks like 7 land factories. That's quite a bit. And somehow Vanady is now behind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that. Although he does have a 7th one queued up. Quite a bit of economy. So if this does reach Fat Boys, Fartuna is going to be in, Vanady is going to be in a great place. There's shields coming out now, so that is going to prepare him for the late game even more. So Vanady is looking very solid in this game. And I believe both of these players are just waiting for those Fat Boys. Nice micro from Vanady. Of course, those demolishers do hit quite a bit more on those shields because of their radius, obviously. So a couple of those shells do connect with the shields, but there's so many shields at this point, that's not going to break through. Vanady does, on the other hand, break through, and there's a nasty connection of demolishers here, and that was quite a big deal, I think, in this game. And Fartuna is, of course, going to use that. Quite a nasty connection. I don't think that was a ground fire. I think that was just a misfire by Vanady. And when that happens, you're going to lose the game very quickly, and Vanady realizes this. Unfortunately for him, that was going very well for him. I don't think he needed to engage there, as he was kind of the defending player because of that default of an economic start. He was doing very well. He's grabbing half the map here. I don't think he needed necessarily to push out, and of course that miss micro was huge. That is a lot of units that went down. So again, this is a best out of 3. We're going to go to game 2. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. This is Powderhorn Mesa, game 2 between Vanady and Fartuna. Last time we were on this map and Vanady was playing, I believe it was against Unknown Desire, and that was one of the most amazing games we have cast on this map. So let's see if Vanady is going to provide us with the same quality of game. Of course, he's down 1-0 against Fartuna, so let us see if he can pull this game out. Let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. Game speed 3, of course. As always, you guys know already by now how my replays go. Let's go ahead and introduce our players, starting with a player on the right. It is our green Aeon commander, Fartuna, starting off with 1 land factory and ecoing all the things. There's a 2nd land factory being built here. And his opponent starting with 1 air factory this time, so the roles have reversed here. It is our Aeon commander with the name of Vanady. And we have another mirror, which is quite nice. I always enjoy mirrors. It's an equal playing field for people to really do what they want to do, and you know, there's no shenanigans where, oh, you know, this faction is OP, this faction counters this, that. I always enjoy those. Of course, UEF mirrors are the best. I'm not sure why there's... Oh, okay. Of course, I know why. So there's anti-air units coming out, of course, because there's air from Vanady, but Vanady actually paused his air production here, so in favor of some land factories. He realizes that this is a 3-factory push here from Fartuna, which will be a little difficult to stop, but he's actually plopping down his 3rd land factory here, so catches up quite quickly. And because of these crack DAOs coming out from Fartuna, it's actually going to be a little easier to defeat this army, especially with this mobile missile launcher coming out. Fartuna doing a nice job repairing his tank. That is always nice to see a player doing that, and really shows how good a player is. Just the little things that they do here and there. Fartuna's expansion is not as good. It looks like he wants to prioritize that bottom expansion here, which as the aggressor against an air player, you definitely want to limit your surface area of your base and try to expand towards your opponent. Of course, on Powderhorn Mesa, you can't really do that because there's literally nothing in the center. So he's going to just grab this bottom spawn point here. Not sure what Vanady is doing. Looks like he is again prioritizing economic expansion here, which is going to benefit him in the long run if he manages to stop this initial push, which is surely coming here. And it is weakened quite a bit by all these crackdowns and fish tooths from Fartuna. And at this point, I think the tanks are pretty much equal. Let's see what kind of upgrades we have on our tanks. It looks like no stars have gone in yet. No shields so far. And it looks like most likely both of these players are investing in the fastest path to teleport at this point. Although it is a little early in the game, so we're not going to see too many energy generators going down, but that is probably the end goal here. Fartuna should probably suspect that there has been an air cancellation, and I think he does stop his anti-air production, which is quite smart from his end. And really, this is an exact replica of, well, not exact, pretty close to our last game, except Vanady is now opening up with air here. Managing to spam out 4 land factories now. So many mobile missile launchers for Fartuna here. He cannot be allowed to go into anywhere near Vanady's base because that will be very, very painful. There's a scout from Vanady. He's going to know the composition of that air. I'm not sure he needed to scout with all 3 of his planes there. There's an additional energy generator going down. Of course, I think he forgot his 3rd energy generator. That's not good. It's going to delay his teleport in the long run. But actually, where is... there's the 3rd energy generator from Fartuna. It seems like these players do have very similar builds in terms of how they expand with mass, I feel like. Some shields going down for Vanady. I'm not sure he needs them at this point, but they're always nice to have. Except I'm always concerned about shields when there's MMLs involved. Nice engagement for Vanady. Getting those the most of his tanks to fire is quite nice, and manages to trade, I believe, 12 to 3, so that's quite a very good pick-off here. At this point, I think he can engage, especially if he cycles some of those lower health units back, which is what you see him doing. Very nicely done by Vanady. Cycling down those lower health units to the rear so that they still fire, but of course the healthier ones take the front of the aggression, and this expeditionary force from Vanady is going to get picked off by Fartuna and not going to get anything. I think he gets like 1 tank here, but that's about it. 5th land factory, meanwhile, coming on for both players. Very, very similar here. Except Vanady does have that very good advantage of reclaiming all that mass. And already expanding to the back, starting on that research station production. And if I had to guess, he's probably going to be first to teleport at this point. He's trading quite a bit better on his land forces. I would like to see him clump up again here. Instead, he's taking mobile missile launcher fire. That's not good. Nice cycling. You see him constantly cycle those tanks from the front lines to the back lines, which is such a good move. I don't see players do this often enough, even at the top level. I think Vanady is actually the first player that I see doing this, and it is quite a bit useful, especially in smaller engagements. It's so good. Work on your micro, guys. I think, you know, there's a debate, I think, among me and some people about what is the king of this game. And I think the reason why I like this game over Supreme Commander 1 is because micro is a lot more of a factor in this game. And I think it is more important than macro because, at least in the first patch it was. Second patch macro is a little bit more important because of the changed mass dynamics, of course. Spam becoming more of an option, so map position is a lot more viable. So now it's a little bit more important, but I still think micro is a little more important, especially when it comes to your army's position. So many missile launchers for Fartuna. He's probably actually catching up quite a bit on research at this point. There's shields for Vanady, no shields for Fartuna, so that's why he's going to push into this army here. Of course, Aeon versus Aeon is nice. There's no artillery. And Vanady, of course, with the help of those shields, is going to manage to win this engagement. We see all of Fartuna's forces going down, Fartuna recognizing this and decides to control K. I think Fartuna was probably going through that top of the research tree to get to teleport, which is a little bit quicker, but of course it does not give you an advantage in terms of shields, which is a very bad thing to not have, because your opponent in this case has outnumbered you in tanks and you're forced to go into anti-air, and also you had quite a bit of mobile missile launchers. So if I was Fartuna, probably, especially trying to get research points from those mobile missile launchers, I would probably go the shield route, and I probably would expect Vanady to actually go through the top routes. So quite an interesting reversal, and Vanady managed to tie the series 1-1. This is of course the best out of 3, so we're going to go to our last map for the series, where we're going to decide our victor between Vanady and Fartuna. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Welcome back to the match between Vanady and Fartuna of the GameReplays tournament. We are in game 3 on Desolatia, nice quick land map. So let's go ahead and jump into the game. Game speed 3, pause at 5 seconds. Gonna pause in 3, 2, 1, go. And let's introduce our player, starting with the player on the right. We have our blue UEF commander, Fartuna. And most likely gonna open up with land. I don't ever expect air pretty much on this map, although I do see it happen sometimes. Oh, like that time. That is, I don't know, especially as UEF, I don't know about that. And his opponent starting off with 1 land factory, which I definitely like a little bit more. It is our teal UEF commander, Vanady. Gonna be moving forward and gonna try and play a little bit more of a standard game on this map. It is so easy to get an anti-air turret right here, and that's just going to shut down all the early game bombing. Meanwhile, you're pushing with your air or with your land forces, and a wasp coming off the line first. So I'm just really confused about what Fartuna's game plan was for this match. I was really expecting this to be an air versus air, or sorry, a land versus land battle. Second land factory coming, or sorry, second air factory coming up for Fartuna. That is very, very surprising here. Anti-air turret coming up from Vanady, doing just what I said earlier about protecting your base. Very, very simple. Not sure what Vanady is doing here. He should be really just pushing into the base at this point. And are we going to see a gunship transition? Fartuna is not building anything. That is very interesting. There is a tactical missile launcher here. Yep, that is a gunship, ladies and gentlemen. And Vanady does not like to build radars in this game. I'm not sure why that is. I think if he prioritized a radar right now, it would definitely allow him a little bit better chances. And he's not even sending his mobile missile launchers down here. That is not something you want to do. You really just want to grab advantage at this point. There's a radar installation on this land factory. Okay, so that makes more sense. There's gunships now coming out. He sees them for sure at this point. And has not utilized those mobile missile launchers yet. Picks off that radar, which Fartuna, let's be real, doesn't really need. Gonna try and pick off that mass extractor. Oh my god, barely not managing to do so. Actually, going to manage to do so right here. Fartuna engages with his gunships, and Vanady actually picks off quite a bit. Quite a couple of those gunships. Very nicely done. Really needs to bring... This is really a dream of the map to be countering this. All you have to do is put your mobile missile launchers right here. Let them fire on some mass extractors. But that is a scary amount of gunships already. And if Fartuna manages to get shields on those units, that is going to be very, very scary. Vanady is realizing what he's up against and is going to try to get a lot of anti-air here. And let's see, is he trying to... What is he trying to put most of his research into? Not sure. Not sure what he's unlocking here, but if I was him, I would be unlocking, of course, Honker. Doing a nice job finally picking off a couple of mass extractors here. Fartuna just really waiting for those shields at this point. Okay, very nice. Especially if there's going to be a second shield here, that's going to be very good. But Fartuna deciding to go for the main base of Vanady, and that's actually a pretty good move here. Oh, and we're going to end up with a little bit of a base trade situation here. There is an anti-air faction or installation here, which is going to get targeted down and going to go down very, very quickly. Fartuna's base is going to go down quicker here, but by just a little bit. That's a lot of gunships, and if I was Vanady, I don't know if I would be moving out with your commander at this point. Although he does have quite a bit of, I believe they're anarchists. Yeah, anarchists. Because you're leaving this fortified position with shields, but I guess you do want to rebuild your base here. And this is, I think, the first base trade that I've seen in a while. So it will be interesting to see what Fartuna or what Vanady decides to go from here. It looks like he is choosing to go with Air Factory. And I think these were nice reclaims by Fartuna, not allowing your opponent to capitalize on your on rebuilding on your Rex. And this is what I'm saying. Now he's probably going to lose this expansion because there's just not enough anti-air here. Fartuna backing off. He does have shields now. Yeah, I'm not sure about going air at this point. He does need a factory or two to... Alright, so there's an engagement here that Wasp is going to try and contribute to the fight a little bit here. And those shields are just doing so much work here. Nice micro from Fartuna, trying to avoid as many of those shots as possible. How are those Wasps going down? Do these have anti-air? I'm not sure how those Wasps are going down. Oh no, Vanady, what are you doing? Oh no. Okay, realizes it and brings back his anti-air, but I'm really not sure why. This move out is... No, this is not good. Okay, good. No, don't bring them there. You do not want to bring your anti-air over here. There's no point in that. He will run around it, and your commander is right in the open, Vanady. What are you doing? Wasp coming out for Fartuna also. Fartuna managing to grab just weird corners of the space of this map. Doing a really good job in this base trade, I think. I think he realized that this is a base trade a little bit sooner because, of course, he initiated it. Oh boy. Yep, and now Fartuna, your anti-air, the entirety of your anti-air is out of position. Fartuna realizes this, and this is going to be the quickest ACU snipe in history. That is a crucial mistake. Again, there's no reason at all even getting out of the shield. There's no reason at all to be for this to be out here. There's just no reason. And even with that honker, there's just simply way too many gunships. Those wasps are not gonna do much. Yeah. Shields on gunships are just nasty. So nasty. Not enough anti-air here. If he had this here, this would be the quickest cleanup of these gunships ever. But unfortunately, they're not gonna. These anarchists are not gonna get back there in time, and Vanady is gonna go down. These wasps are also not doing anything. I don't know what they're doing. They're literally getting fired upon without return fire. And Vanady does go down here, and I think he really had a great chance to win this game. If he just kept those anarchists back. But Fartuna does end up winning this match 2-1 and does manage to progress to the semifinals of the GameReplays tournament, where he is going to be facing Foxtermelon. So that should be on my channel very shortly. Do check the rest of the GameReplays tournament videos out and subscribe and like this video if you've enjoyed it. And let me know what you think down in the description below. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching this replay, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.